The first film in the trilogy was Thornglow, Children of the Night. Melody played the vampire heiress Serena Thornglow. She had a brief, torrid, and highly publicized romance followed by impulse marriage followed by divorce with her co-star Patrick Cuggle, an already divorced 28-year-old heartthrob with chiseled facial structuring and perma-spiked hair, who also happened to be the lead singer of a top 40 power pop band called Blast. The result of their year-long union was Dustin, who now spent half the week at Cuggle's Bel Air mansion and the other half at Melody's Beverly Hills mansion. The child had access to 2 pools, both of which, Charlie liked to remind herself, were larger in square footage than the ground floor of her house. Thank God Cuggle's character died in the first film, and they didn't have to endure each other's presence on set. Charlie didn't think her face belied any worry about Melody's took some pills text, but Dustin looked like he was about to cry.
Is Mommy sick?
Mommy's fine. Charlie was still in her running attire, blue and white sneakers fitted to counter her overpronation, yoga pants, a sky blue t-shirt and sports bra, and her hair was pulled back. It was a source of pride for her that she never wore makeup. She was 34, but knew she looked 28. She had her mother's hair, dirty blonde and wavy to her shoulder blades. She was aware that most of the hands-on dads, of which there were many, were staring at her ass as they streamed around her and Dustin. This was cool by her. She liked the attention. Let's get you to class. She put out her hand and Dustin high-fived it, and together they went in. She was back in the car at 8:45. She needed to be in Echo Park by 9:45. She called the school and pushed Abbott's meeting back an hour. She felt an obligation to respond to her mother and inquire as to her father's status, but that seemed the least pressing issue on the table. Her father had been sick forever, dying forever. The news was always bad, and so her logic was, it could wait. The director, a skittish woman named Melinda McCarthy, was annoyed. "This is a serious matter, Mrs. Perrin. Abbott needs our attention." "Westfall." "Excuse me?" "I use my maiden name, and my husband and we're taking it seriously, believe me. I'll be there as soon as I can. Something came up with work, and my father is sick. I just need an hour." Charlie started the car. "Please get here as soon as you can." "Copy that." Back over the clogged 405 and through the dead zone, but not before her phone dinged. A quick glance. Mom. Trying to get Dad in for chemo. Spoke to Carnum, concerned about power outages. Nothing from Melody. She crested the first hill and started down Beverly Glen. She didn't break down often, but now she was crying. Inching behind a line of slow-creeping cars and crying. They were going to kick Abbott out of school. She knew this. And could you blame them? This time he bit one of the teachers. On the neck. And this wasn't the first biting. It was the third. Not the first, Mrs. Perrin. The third. And with the infamous poop-throwing incident lingering. Was she the kind of mother who failed her child? Was she a failure? She didn't want to think like this, but the evidence in opposition was mounting. And what kind of daughter was she? Her father was dying. He was going to die, and she wouldn't even be there because she lived on the other side of the fucking country. She was positive her husband was cheating on her. Her proof? A pair of black Victoria's Secret panties with lacy aquamarine bordering, size M. She was an S since college. That definitely did not belong to her. She found them in her underwear drawer, which really creeped her out. Manuela probably scooped them up and washed them with the laundry and folded them away. What kind of adulterer left their underwear in the adulteree's home? It was a direct slap in the face. Her entire existence felt transformed into a tapestry, and someone had located a crucial thread, the one holding it all together.